Food
Hey,
today.
hey, I'm
Free
Corey.
food in the city.
I'm Corey the Blind Guy,
I'm his wife, LaQuita Marie.
and we are here with you live to get your weekend countdown started today.
No, free food today, y'all. Free food in the city. If you live in the city,
That's the weekend countdown is starting. We're going to talk about free food in the city.
I'm trying to get the food already
We're
going.
going to get to the food, like I said, because, hey, we got Green Acres in reverse. You remember that popular TV show? We got the craft organization here. They're going to be talking about urban gardening. They're going to talk about how you can grow naturally, how you can use farm, how you can actually create partnerships and programs with different entities, even the police, to actually help to grow your urban garden.
The police is helping us grow today.
But to supply, to help people find jobs and to get those therapeutic moments they need in these stressful times. All that's going to take place. And we're going to talk about how you can do the same thing if you're into growing or whatever you might be, your business might be. All today on Blind Guy,
his wife,
their life live. But now we got to start with a 5-minute story. But say hello to the people that jumped in already.
Absolutely, because we got Prince Daniel here saying hello. We've got TWP Popcorn putting in hashtag the home team.
What's the first person?
Prince Daniel.
Prince Daniel.
Oh yes, we've got Prince Daniel.
Royalties in the house.
Absolutely. So if you're growing in the city or you just need to eat in the city, you might want to look at your food sources. We have some organic food in the city. I know TWP Popcorn has put in hashtag the home team.
You know, he knows something about growing in the city.
Absolutely. Deep Water Culture Team, DWC over there. Let's get into the 5-minute story time as people come in and go for it.
This story was inspired by Milton and Synolve Craft themselves. It was inspired for me. I was inspired to tell it because of them, because it's all about helping your garden to grow and helping others while you're growing your garden. You see, once upon a time in animal land, there once lived an elephant who had a very beautiful garden. However, this elephant was not like Milton and Synolve, because this elephant, all he did was brag. He was the narcissist of narcissism when it comes to gardening. So he would always come to the garden and say, "Look at my beautiful garden. Everyone should be like me. My bananas are bright. My potatoes are perfect. My melon, look at my prize melon. Why, it's as big as a baby elephant. Surely it means that I am the best. I am the smartest creature in all of the land." Now, right next door to Mr. Elephant lived Anansi the spider. He couldn't grow a thing in his garden. He definitely needed some help from the craft organization.
Yeah, he needed 5 stars.
But Anansi's bananas were brown. Anansi's melons were brown. His grapes were brown. Everything was brown. Now, brown is cool when you're a brown person, but not when you're growing fruits and vegetables. So the elephant, Anansi would always ask the elephant to help him grow his garden. But the elephant never would. He would just tease and laugh at Anansi's poor, pitiful plot of plants. Well, one day Anansi had enough. When the elephant wasn't looking, Anansi went up to that prize melon that was as big as a baby elephant, took a small stone and tapped the hole on the side of it, and then crawled inside. Once Anansi got inside, he had himself a ball. He ate every ounce of that melon until he was too fat to fit through the hole he had made for himself. Oof. Anansi was trapped and stuck when he heard, "My prize melon, that's as big as one of my baby elephants. Surely it means I am the best. I am the brightest gardener in the land." And that's when a plan hatched in Anansi's mind. He began to rock the melon side to side.
Hey.
And as the melon rocked, he hummed the tune.
Hey.
Elephant, elephant, how does your garden grow? Are you using the shovel? Are you using the rake? Or are you using one of them hoes?
You know what?
I'm talking about the tool.
Oh, okay, yes.
When the elephant heard this, he said, "My prize melon is as big as a baby elephant. It can sing." And the elephant sang along. Elephant, elephant, how does your garden grow? Are you using the shovel? Are you using the rake? Are you using one of them hoes?
Hey.
By this time, the gorilla came out of the mountain and said, "Elephant, why are you making all this noise? You woke me up, and you woke up Mrs. Hippopotamus. Yes, all this stomping and singing, what's going on? Do you want to wake up King Lion?" the elephant told the gorilla and the hippopotamus about his prize
melon
that was as big as one of his
baby elephants.
and that it could
see.
The hippopotamus and the gorilla just laughed at the elephant. They said, "Elephant, our friend, the hot sun has fried your brains. There's no such thing as a singing melon. Look at it, it's just..." And that's when the hippopotamus and gorilla saw the melon rock side to side.
Y'all know the song, help us out.
And they heard the melon sing. Elephant, 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 elephant. How does your garden grow? Are you using a shovel? Are you using a rake? Or are you using one of them hoes? Well, all this singing and stomping and yelling and hooting and hollering woke up, guess who? King Lion. King Lion said, "What is the meaning of all this noise? First thing in the morning. You woke up my lion cubs. They woke up Queen Lion. And she woke me up. And now I feel like Milton Craft when Synolve hasn't got nothing to give him a hot cup of coffee before he goes to the Erin Garden Oasis in the morning. Explain yourself." That's when the hippo, the elephant, and the gorilla told King Lion about the prize
melon
that was as big as a baby
elephant,
and that it could do what?
sing.
The lion walked around the melon and said, "Your melon is just sitting here. There's no such thing as singing fruit." But all the animals said, "Yes, King Lion, it is. We've heard it sing. We saw it rock side to side. We all heard it." The lion said, "This melon better break out with some rap, rock and roll, or some roots rasta reggae, or else you'll all face my wrath." And when he looked at the melon did absolutely nothing. So with one swat of his paw, King Lion sent that melon rolling across the garden and splat up against the elephant's banana tree. And finally, Anansi the spider was free. He climbed up and hid amongst the bananas. And when the elephant came to inspect his ruined melon, he said, "My prize melon, that was as big as a baby elephant, is ruined." I am not the best or the smartest animal in the land, because if I were, I would know there's no such thing as singing melons. And that's when the elephant saw his bananas rock side to side.
Hey.
And the bananas said, "Yes, Mr. Elephant, to believe in a singing melon is a foolish thing. But we bananas can sing a good tune."
Wait, does Craft have any bananas in there? Okay, go ahead, sing the tune.
And the bananas began to sing. Elephant, 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 how does the garden grow? Are you using a shovel? Are you using a rake? Or are you using one of them hoes? And the elephant ran home because he didn't have the best garden in the world. He just had the craziest garden in the world. But when he woke up the next day, he became more like Milton Craft and Synolve Craft. He decided to, rather than bragging, he would teach other animals how to make their gardens grow just like his. And that was the end of that.
Hey, I'm sure you enjoyed that, the African superstar. And she says, Anansi, stories from Ghana, and she's in Ghana. So, hey, that's what I'm talking about. You know, we've got African Queen Giselle listening in.
Hey, Giselle.
Coach Mary Ma, she's Cameroonian. They all want to hear from Craft, because in that story you had Craft organization, Milton Craft, Synolve Craft. They have a nonprofit. They're backstage. We want them in here on stage because they are doing the thing. So should we hear from them, or should we keep talking to Mary Ma? Because, you know, the Cameroonians are great growers as well, I believe. Who should we talk to, Corey?
I say let's bring the Craft organization on in.
Hey, so do I bring them in while you sing, or you can give them a musical intro?
You can bring them in while I'm singing.
Oh, okay. Hey,
Milton and Synolve and Milton, how does your garden grow? You're here today talking to us, Corey the blind guy, and his.
You know what?
Why?
Hello, y'all.
Why?
Yeah, this is
I said, why?
We got people being nice in the chat. The African superstar, African Queen Giselle, Gail at Night, dropping all the links and all of this good stuff. And here you come.
I said, why?
And let me ask you this, Milton, because you smiling and you look real happy. I think you got something to be happy about though, because you all have an amazing situation here. I'm not sure if you're like Coach Mary Ma and you're familiar with this book from that Coach Mary Ma and African Superstar. They're like, yeah, I know this story. I know this book. But let us know how things are going for you, because what are you excited about? What's growing? Because again, y'all got some good things, a unique situation that nobody else has. Y'all are getting paid, getting people paid, getting free food. Everybody's talking about the food prices rising, and you're doing this in the city of Memphis. Tell us a little bit about how you got started with this project.
So we saw this amazing garden, and we knew that it in the past had been beautiful, but when we saw it again, we were reintroduced to it. The weeds were 7 feet, 7 maybe 8 feet tall.
Wait. That's the weeds, wild growing plants that had no business in the garden. TW.
No business at all.
Yeah, some things were no good at all. They were 7, 8 feet tall, and so we approached the organization and asked them, first of all, if we could just help. Milton was like, well, I can, mow the lawn, or I could do some weed eating to help. And they wrote us back and kindly said, no, thank you. Our garden is beautiful. And so we were like, okay, well, thank you so much. And then we did our research to actually see, because I just was listening kind of the spirit to see who actually owned land. And so it was just one of these God moments. We went and Milton met with the organization, and
yeah, so that same afternoon I called the owner of the organization, and he said, well, what do you want to do? We don't have any ideas. And I said, well, I have a few ideas. And you know what he told me next? Let's meet tomorrow morning. Wow, just that quick. So the next day we went in, we had to sit down. We kind of ironed out what we wanted to do. He kind of explained what he liked to see. And the ultimate result was we leased a piece of land, we grow product, and they would provide the labor. And the labor came from various sources, different group of people. So it's been great. So they come out each day.
Tuesday, Wednesday,
Thursday for a couple of hours. And we will till the land, farm the land, grow our crops, build relationships. And our goal is to help them to reinvent the whole person. We want to spiritually, mentally, and physically to become a better person. And we feel like gardening is part of that, because gardening is so therapeutic that we can encompass all of that in our little 2.5 hour settings each day.
Now, I have a question, a real quick question though, because African Queen One Giselle
Don't forget to hashtag the home team, y'all.
Oh yeah, you know what? Love and Live Show has done that. So thank you so much, Queen Lenore. We got all the queens in here. African Giselle One is a grower herself. I've seen her backyard just transform, right?
I forgot. Giselle, my belle.
Yeah, you had to sing her song. And so you were saying like you started with one particular look. Is this how it looked before you got a hold of it, or is this just in the down season?
This is after.
Yeah, that's after. Yeah, it was worse than that.
So, okay, because I was thinking like, but this is so great, and here you are, you've been cultivating it. You have people that come in on different days, and we see all this food growing. What were you going to ask, Corey?
I was going to say, one of the things, like I said it jokingly, but it's really that case. Milton and Synolve, good old country people just like myself, they did Green Acres in reverse. First of all, they're Black. Second of all, they went from the country to the city and started urban gardening.
Yeah, like Giselle, she says that's what it's all about, growing my own food. And talk about transformation. She's excited as well. One
thing that Milton and Synolve both say is grow your own food. They'll explain why right now. But also, Milton said that farming or growing is therapeutic. We want to hear what he's found and what they found working with the work-life program they work with in Memphis. It's
called the Work-Life Program. That's what that's called, Milton. Because I know you have a history with the police. Queen Giselle said thank you for her song. But
Milton has a positive history with the police.
I tried to sneak it in since you tried to talk about me and he was laughing at that joke earlier. But okay, Milton, you have a history with the police.
He's been in the backseat of police cars before, but
it's a good thing where you've done ride-alongs, you've helped so much with just cultivating a great relationship with the police.
So tell us why people need to grow their own food, and also tell us how you found that the farming and the gardening is the therapeutic for the people that are working in your program.
Giselle says it helps with your mental state, anxiety. I'm sure you're going to tell us.
All right, so I'll tell you about growing your own food.
So it's important. I did a video a little while back where I found gold. It was actually Milton's idea. Because we had these eggs, and we have one of the people with our partner organization, Advanced Memphis, Josh. He has chickens, and so he supplies us eggs. We supply him veggies. It's this, underhand, undertable kind of thing.
Right. It's an exchange, a trade. Yes.
The barter system, which I think, we're moving into more and more as a culture and as a system. It's very important to build those relationships. And so growing your own food, as we were looking at the price of eggs, we're looking at all of these amazing things and that's actually Josh in the red shorts. We're looking at these things that are happening in the world where foods are being contaminated, where you've got trains that are being derailed that are running food. You've got these huge rainwater and rain issues, flooding that's going on in California. Well, this is where a lot of our food comes from, as well as upheaval and unrest in many countries around the world that supplies our food. It's important to grow local. It's important to control and own your own food source so that no one is controlling you. No one has control over you. You want to talk about freedom. I want to talk about food as a resistance. Growing food is the best, absolutely best way to make sure that you and your family are healthy, safe, and that you're living a self-sustainable lifestyle.
So when you say
wait a minute, because she's saying grow your own food, and I know you all are in Grow Zone 7 and 8. Matrell on a mission. She's in Ohio.
Hey, Matrell on a mission, all the way to Egypt.
Yes, and so she could just Google which Grow Zone she's in, right? Like Real Talk with Ntabi in South Africa. No matter what, hey Ntabi, that's our web designer. You can just Google your Grow Zone, so that way, Go ahead. Tell us, get into the organic side of it and the benefits as well, because you're saying everybody says grow your own food. And is this organic hype? Is it just hype? Is it hope? Is it both? Is it real? Tell us about, the benefits that and what were you going to say?
Some of the practice that you're doing I know you guys don't say organic for legal reasons. You say naturally grown. Right. And so what natural growing practices are you using, and how are you using the whole gardening system as a way to provide health and hope for others?
Mm. Yeah, so being a country boy, my sharecroppers, and the word organic did not even exist back then. No. Organic is pretty much a new term where you have to do certain things in order to sell your crop. There's certain things that the FDA, USDA wants you to do your crop. Now, many people, once they figure out what those things are and they see the cost of that, they're like, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not. You have to do certain things, and the government becomes really involved in your product. So I suggest, this is just us, just naturally grow your product, which means you turn the soil, you use whatever fertilizer you want to use. You just have to make sure you document what you do. So if something ever happens, you can go back and say, well, I put 10, 10, 20 on this, and this is why this happened. So a lot of people get hung up over the organic certification. It's not required. It's not something you have to do.
It's a cost.
It's a cost associated with it. Some people call it added value, but I don't see it that way, because it's just something that the government wants you to do to help them make money. But as a farmer, as a grower, it's going to cost you more in the end. So if you actually grow your product,
the way
using what the earth is giving you, using the soil, testing your soil, making sure you have the correct nutrients in it. Make sure that you have an area where the worms can just grow in the ground freely. Because worm castings, I don't know if you guys have heard of worm casting, is what really products to grow. And where are they at? They're in the earth. That's not something you have to put in the earth. They're already there. Right. So a lot of people want to say, well, I need to add this, I need to add this. No. Just make sure what's already in the earth, you utilize it. Don't get hung up over trying to bring something else in that doesn't need to come in there. So organic, if you do it, I'm happy for you. If you don't, I'm happy for you as well. But don't get caught up like that.
That little worm. So I'm showing a picture right now of you holding a worm or somebody with their work glove right there in your urban garden. You know, I do have a question for you because African Queen Giselle is saying, yes, you must try and keep track, because when you don't keep track of, you know, what you're doing, then you'll end up repeating some of the same steps. And we do have Real Talk with Ntabi. She's taking your advice. She's starting a garden for her mom. She says we need to grow our own food 100% because some foods are processed, and we need the original food from the garden. Of course, you know, Giselle, she's encouraging her because she's a grower. And so we do have Yoga with Goga. He's in Kenya.
Yoga with Goga.
Yes, he'll be on our show next week. Some of the most fertile land there in Kenya. But like you're saying, we have to have the right nutrients. And Matrell is saying we don't want GMOs, no chemicals either. So that's where, you know, look, no one's an expert, Giselle says, because sometimes you win some and sometimes you lose. You lose some. It's just a part of the process. Pick yourself up again, start all over. Now we're about to do the first place pony. We definitely want you all to help us with that because there's a giveaway. We typically do 2 giveaways here in this show. The first giveaway is for bragging rights, and the second one is for
the craft organization needs your help making a decision. Should they have the
should they use their worm casting for fish? No. That's what Gial was suggesting.
No, I was gonna say they want to know should, for security purposes, to guard their equipment, guard their hose and guard their rakes and shovels and their weed eaters.
Yoga with Goga, don't listen to this talk. Just do some splits. Put us in the challenge.
They need to know, should they get 2 pit bulls, one named Thunder, one named Lightning, or should they just have Synolve stand out there with one of her gats saying, "Break yourself, fool"?
Thank you. Go ahead, because people are putting in the home team. Y'all, go ahead. Go ahead, Synolve.
We had this conversation before because earlier this week we actually got broken into. This is the life of the real life behind the scenes of living and working in an urban area, right, in the urban oasis. And so they cut through the fence, pulled it back.
Wow.
They broke into our storage container. It's a shipping container, and they stole our weed eater and lawnmower.
So you have wait, let me ask you this, because you have a Buy Me a Coffee. When we go to we do have your Beacons page, beacons.ai/Synolve, and your Buy Me a Coffee page. Can we buy? Is that where we can donate? I know you have your Cash App on here. How do we help if we're like, hey, well, let's help the garden?
Let's help replace the weed eater and the lawnmower.
Yes. How do we help replace those things?
Yeah, that'd be great. To the Beacons page, a Cash App Craft organization. Because, like we said, everything is for the urban community, and so our goal is to continue to help them because the area is kind of in a food desert. There's nothing around there. So and that's a lesson that we'll teach when we go back out. Is like, if somebody takes something from us, how does that impact us being able to grow for the community?
We won't stop.
So we won't stop. It's a lesson learned, and it helps people to realize, to see that one action causes another action. So just be mindful of the things that you do.
Nice.
Things in place. We talked to the police. We put some. Milton has been great putting some things in place also with our partner organization. So there'll be definitely some changes that are going to come. Hopefully, we'd like to get a generator and some floodlights and some different lights that are what's it called? That are solar, so that the lights come on at night.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a whole and a security system that also feed off the generator or work through solar. So any donation that you'd like to give to help us kind of further secure the garden, we would completely appreciate. And any ideas that you
that'd be
on
great.
Keeping it, helping us to secure it would be safe too. We are not pretty business.
And again, these donations are going to help provide security for the equipment, and the equipment is crucial because they're not just using this equipment to grow food for themselves. They're actually using this to provide hope therapeutic safe spaces for people that have had some social issues to come and to discuss those issues, even to relate with the police in the community in a positive, safe setting. They're using this to provide jobs because the people
and y'all see them here with a whole team. It's not we're showing the pictures. They're sitting down, they're planning with folks. So this means it's a group effort. This is not just a husband and wife team, and it is providing jobs to the community. Like the Everyday Life of an OCD chick is in here, Corey. She's a gardener. She farms.
Nikki, she's one of those reformed hoodlums, so she could use some work up there in North Memphis.
Let's get to the first place, Pony.
Yeah, again, every donation goes to help, continue the mission, which is to provide the therapeutic space for people that have had challenges, and also to provide job opportunities and money-making entrepreneur training for individuals. So make sure you go visit their Beacons page, and then you can go to Cash App, buy me a coffee to make a donation to the craft organization.
Yep.
So
now beacons.ai/Synolve is in the show notes, the video description. It's also helping where Gail is helping us to make sure it's on the screen as well. So we know that the Everyday Life of an OCD chick has already put in hashtag the home team, Healthy G Mom. Make sure you put it in as well. We're going to give away a membership today with our first place pony. A lot of you won memberships last week. We host our membership on our Buy Me a Coffee page. Yoga with Goga started his page as well. And of course, the Buy Me a Coffee on your page, Beacons page, is where we can donate to help with farm equipment. So Rambo, put in hashtag the home team. We're about to do first place pony giveaway.
So the way that we're going to do this is I'm going to make a horse race announcement. And when I say bring, I make the gate sound bring, Milton and Synolve, you're going to say, and they're off. Okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Wait, I don't know what Corey's going to say. Y'all know this is going to be tricky, right? So that's all I'm going to say. Hold your horses. Go ahead, Corey.
Ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another run of the Blind Guy, His Wife, Their Life Live. First place pony derby. All the jockeys are mounted and ready to ride. Synolve, what does Milton say when you catch him out in the garden with all them hoes? Bing!
I'm going to hit the button. The Everyday Life of an OCD chick, the Healthy G Mom, G Albert, Love and Live Show, Matrol on the Mission, TWP Popcorn, Rambo Green Hands, Melissa Jane. Hey, Melissa. Healthy G Mom, TWP Popcorn, Real Talk. Yes, with Tommy. Yes, you have just won a membership.
She came in riding on a South African stallion.
Boom.
Won the race.
You know what? This is just wonderful. We have a winner. Everybody is happy in here. Any words of wisdom that you want to offer?
Congratulations.
Words of congratulations and words of wisdom, because remember, Real Talk with Ntabi is excited. Yes, is what she's saying. But remember, she's starting her own garden for her mom. So any words of wisdom that you would like to give her while everybody congratulates her, Healthy G Mom, Coach Mary Ma, African Queen Giselle, as you can congratulate, but also, give her some words of wisdom.
Queen Natabi, growing for your mom. First, congratulations. Growing for your mom is one of the most beautiful things that you can do. I wish my mom was still here, but she passed away a couple of years ago. But Milton and I grow a small box that Milton built for his mom and dad, and they're elderly now, so they get to grow, they get to water, they get to do all those things. So what are some of the things that you have in that little box? You just planted it,
kale, spinach, and chives out there. So, but congratulations, it's therapeutic. Enjoy the time with your mom going out there. Enjoy the journey, enjoy the laughter, enjoy all of that. And it's good for her also if she could get out when she goes out to water or to play. Good exercise for people who are getting a little older in age. So this is a great thing you're doing, and keep doing it.
Yeah, we moved it out, the planter box out away from the house, so they actually have to walk to it. So,
oh, sweet. Oh, that's sweet. And you know what Rambo is saying, Synolve, how is the greenhouse doing? Y'all know we got to get to the greenhouse. Answer that question, because African Giselle, Queen One Giselle, is also saying, Synolve, do you find yourself talking and singing to your plants when you're alone? So how's the greenhouse? And do you find yourself talking and singing to your plants?
No, Synolve is not singing to the plants, because that's why they're still standing upright.
You know what?
Hi, Nikki. I saw Nikki, so I wanted to say hello. Mom, what were we gonna say?
So the greenhouse, we had our first greenhouse. It was
Don't give it all away. They got to watch the whole series.
Okay.
But no, go
So
ahead.
the first greenhouse we had was destroyed by the wind. We said it was the wind, but we don't actually believe the wind did it.
No,
we did it. We
think
believe
there's
that
some-
two-legged creatures did it.
Yeah, if
We
you
believe-
see the
when you see it, you'll think, okay, maybe wind didn't do this.
I don't know.
So we started building the second greenhouse. We built the second greenhouse. It's a wood structure, but we run into a few complications with the tent. So we're in the process now of just putting a new top on it and getting that completed, and it should be good to go hopefully by the end of the month.
Yeah.
So is that a no Synolve? Are you not singing to the plants?
Oh, am I singing to the plants? I talk to the plants. I don't
She
necessarily sing. I'm probably talking to myself, but the plants are present. And so, yes, I do. That's my excuse when people walk up close to me. Who are you talking to? Plants.
Well, before we head out to our coffee break, Real Talk with Ntabi is definitely saying thank you for sharing her channel, because Gail dropped the link. If you all have not subscribed, get on over to South Africa and subscribe. It's free, it's easy. But she's also saying to you, thank you so much. I appreciate the motivation and advice. Oh, yes, it is therapy as well. I learned that from being a plant mom. She does have the best plants. If y'all watch her channel, all of her stuff is looking good. My plant over here, I have one that's going a little sad. But anyways, Coach Mary Ma is happy that people are increasingly understanding the importance of growing what you eat. All of her generations and most Africans are full-time farmers. We used to be called poor people for that, And here we have another Kenyan, Tati. Hey there, Tati.
Hey, Tati.
Yes, Tati is in there. I don't know if Tati is growing their own food, but meanwhile, everybody's saying hi to Tati. So how about we get on to the
Coffee break. Milton and Synolve, we're going to put you in the green room.
Wait, Healthy G Mom talks to her plants too, though.
Okay, yeah,
But she sings when she starts her show, so she's probably singing as well.
So I got a song for Healthy G Mom.
Oh, okay.
Healthy G Mom, how does your garden grow?
No, you know what?
Are you using the rake? Are you using the show? Are you swinging one of them hoes?
Oh my goodness, the girl's a great queen. One just said, yeah, let's change the subject. Let's get on. Oh, you know what, Tati? Tati is from Romania. I put you in Kenya. I always put people in a whole different country, wherever I want them to be. I'm sorry.
Tati, thank you for joining us from Romania. Now, Milton and Synolve, we're going to put you in the green room where you can enjoy some computer chips and some software salsa.
Don't do like the Jamaicans. Threaten your plants to make sure you get something because they'll be acting up.
Rambo.
Yes.
You're not growing like I told you to. Grind on and grow, I say.
Yeah, let's get out of here. Let's go to the coffee break. Tati is happy to be here from Romania. Y'all are going to head into the green room for some software salsa and computer chips, you said?
Virtual vino.
All right, virtual vino as well. So have a good time, y'all. We'll see you soon.
You better go on and grow if I button you up like an old tire wheel. All right, you ready? This broadcast is brought to you in part. I'm jumping the gun. This broadcast is powered by StreamYard and by viewer support by members like you. You want to be down with the Blind Guy, His Wife, Their Life Live home team? Don't forget to go to blindguyhiswife.com.
Scrolling right there at the bottom of the screen, along with all of our sponsors, blindguyhiswife.com.
And then when you get there, make sure that you click the green coffee cup so she can say,
what you doing?
And I can say, girl, you know what I'm doing. I'm finna wind up like a weed back and stir it like coffee.
Yes. So when you head over to blindguyhiswife.com, all you do is scroll down on the home page and you will see right there, click the green. There is a green coffee cup. There's a widget. All the live shows are there. So this way you can keep in touch. So if you want to join the home team, get a coffee. Of course, we are raising money today for craft organization. Corey has been blind 25 years. So we always put in 25 as an example of how you can do this thing. Now, we do have people that have chosen to click the sponsorship button. So right here under the video for new sponsorship opportunities on our website, it says click for opportunities. Click for sponsorship opportunities is what that's all about. So of course, this is for you, Tati, who's saying it's a lovely coffee break. I say we officially thank our sponsors this week because we also have a new member that we want to thank as well.
Guys, if you want to have a real coffee break and want fresh ground coffee delivered right to your door, don't forget, visit rolljava.com.
That's our coffee company.
Especially premium blended coffee delivered right to your door.
Yeah, our guests will be getting coffee. So, at the end of this episode, they'll get, it won't be delivered today, but y'all know what I'm saying. We'll send them some too.
But this broadcast, again, is powered by StreamYard and by promotional considerations paid for by the following unmuted sponsors.
Thank you, sponsors.
Supreme sponsors, David and Christine Brooks. Supreme sponsor, Dr. Linda Bailey Hayden of Elizabeth City State University.
Supreme sponsor, Hollywood Cuts. Supreme sponsor, 2023 Fairfax Veg Fest.
Supreme sponsor, Mount Zion AME Church.
New member, the J. Jordan.
You or your company can become a sponsor. Visit blindguyhiswife.com.
This was a great coffee break. Thank you for joining us during the coffee break. Bravo with Sheila, ladies, let's chat. And Giselle one says, "Oh, this is just like old times." I'm so glad I was able to join you all today. If you all are watching on the replay, remember, go to rolljava.com. That's where you can get your own coffee delivered right to your door, free shipping in the US. But we do have the craft organization here today. Let's say hello to them, bring them back in. Absolutely, because people want to know, how are you hiring people, right? We know we can subscribe to Synolve's YouTube channel or the Craft Farms YouTube channel, but we want to know, how are you hiring people? How are you paying people? How are you getting paid? They're going to talk about that when they get in here.
All right. Thank you for joining us on this episode of The Blind Guy.
His wife.
Their Life Live, every Wednesday,
Thursday,
Friday at
11:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
We count you down to the weekend by bringing you fabulous guests and wonderful resources that help with your nutritional health and
business wealth.
And today is no exception to the rule. Today's fabulous guests are a dynamic duo that are better than Batman and Robin.
Ooh.
Today's special guests, they have the talents to grow gardens in an urban setting that will make them more formidable than the Jolly Green Giant. They have so many farming skills that even old MacDonald had to come out and bow down to them.
Mm.
These people can grow such a wonderful garden in an urban setting that the Black Panther himself, or herself now, has entrusted them with growing the next generation of heart-shaped herbs. It's time for today's featured guest. It's none other than the mighty Memphisians themselves. They're the Green Acres team done completely in reverse and in black. It's time for Milton and Synolve Craft.
Welcome back. Hello, welcome back. People, Gail at Night is dropping your links, for YouTube and all of that stuff. We've shown your Beacon site, beacons.ai/Synolve, which gets us into all the great places, not just the donation pages. But what we didn't talk about on there was, what are we doing with this food? I know that you all have employees, and so we definitely want to talk about, because a lot of people are like, LaQuita Corey, you always say faves, fruits and vegetables every spread, but what do we do with them? And Milton is certified to teach cooking classes, and you also are using this food to sell. So tell us, what are we doing? What are all of our options if we're growing our own food?
Okay, so when it comes to cooking, you have a lot of options with your food. And one of the first things you need to do is figure out how to cook it. Learn how to cook it. Go somewhere and take a class.
That's where you come in hand.
Sometimes we can take food from nature and just totally just destroy it, take the nutrients out of it, and it loses what it's designed for. Like, we can take a squash and somebody may decide to fry it or something. But frying is going to take the nutrients out of that squash. So you need to learn how to saute or how to gently
roast,
boil it or roast it, anything to keep the nutrients in the product. That's the goal of any product from the garden. And sometimes people don't like to hear it, but sometimes it's good to eat raw veggies, because you're not disturbing any of the nutrients. They're all right there. You're getting it in its natural state. when I grew up, that's how we ate them. We go to the garden, you get a cucumber, you get a tomato, you get whatever, and you'd eat it right there in the garden. Well, I love tomatoes growing up, so we just take a little salt in the garden, grab a tomato off the vine, a little salt on it, and just have a nice little meal. But now people will take a tomato and they'll do 50 million things to it. So by the end of it, it's no longer a tomato. It's something that's started as a tomato.
Too much oil, too much fat, too much.
You add too much to it. So, but what I used to teach a class on in person, but when COVID hit, that had to stop. So I do a few Zoom classes every now and then. So basically, the training that I do as far as culinary now is actually in the garden. We'll take the people, we'll find a product, and we'll talk about it. Like we have a lot of spinach that's growing right now. So we'll ask the question, what can you do with this spinach? What can you do to keep spinach healthy, to make it healthy for you? And one thing is you can eat it in its natural state, because when you buy it, or you just eat it then. Or sometimes you can saute it, or sometimes you can add it to your eggs. You can do a lot of different things to it. Put it in a salad or whatever, just to keep it in its natural state. So we try to teach.
So one thing that you're saying there, I do want to ask, because you said you're asking the people. So when you come to the group, you are the expert, but you're also letting them give their input, because people might eat things different ways. They might learn things. And a lot of people might not have realized how to keep the nutrients. Like a lot of people just think we're eating for taste. So you're teaching about the nutrients as well. So I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, and that's good, because a lot of people, when we show them something, they'll be like, what is this? I mean, what is this for? What is spinach? And I've heard of greens, but I never heard of spinach. I never heard of kale. So what is all that? So it's good to expose people to new things and then to teach them how to use those things. That's the key. You can expose them to things, but you don't tell them how to use it or what to do with it. They're just still confused. And one of the biggest challenges that we've dealt with is people will say they don't want. Well, we've had people say they don't want fruit from the garden. They'll buy their food from the store.
Yeah. Now here's the thing, because Yuri Nator is saying, can I know Yuri Nator is saying, hey, can I ask questions here? Yeah, okay, make sure they're good questions, but we'll answer. We're answering garden questions.
Get your mints ready.
We're answering garden questions because, African Queen Giselle is saying, I have to look up a recipe on cooking kale, but she will eat it in a salad. So she's saying, raw is better. Not everybody can do it.
Put it in the chat, Gail. How does Milton not like our vegetables? Oh, baby, we like it.
Well, let me say this, because Gail at Night is also saying if the tomato is store-bought, you have to doctor it up for it to taste like something.
Right.
And that's a lot of us. That's why we're cooking our tomatoes, right?
Grow your own food, because you know exactly how it's grown and what's been added to it. That tomato from the store, you have no idea of what it went through to get to where it is. So
we can tell. I mean, and we say this all the time. We can tell the stuff we grew versus what you buy. And so now, it's kind of hard for us to eat stuff out of the store. But one of the parts of the education and culinary education, gardening education, is just to tell people where food comes from. Because most people today don't even have any idea that food actually comes out the ground.
Wow.
Yeah,
and that's what Tati's saying. In our country, we prefer from the garden. Yoga with Goga is laughing at you, but he was agreeing as well. And Tati says we don't cook cucumber either. You're right. We do eat that raw. And Matrell likes her kale sauteed with mushrooms and garlic. She's a chef also, Matrell is. So
people say, oh, I don't I don't eat cucumbers. Well, you probably have if you've eaten a pickle. I mean, you probably, and so there's so many other things that you can do with cucumbers. So there's a whole thing, but we've kind of lost those things. We don't know how to can anymore. We don't know what to do with the vegetables, and so and fruits that we grow on our own. So this is just becoming more self-sufficient.
Yeah, we want to get into this money making part, because I know African Queen Giselle, she shared her eggs with a friend to try it and let me know, and she's been poisoned. A lot of us have. So she's saying a lot of us have been poisoned with the different foods. She couldn't even tell the difference. The friend couldn't, and she says, trust me though, there is a difference in the taste. We do have a Nigerian here, Share with Love TV.
Yeah,
that's why we got to get to the money, because the Nigerians are about the money. So
Milton, you and Synolve, you're working the garden. You actually contacted the owners of the garden, the owners of the land, they set you up to say, okay, yes, you can use this land. You're paying zero for the leasing of the land, and we're going to help you out. But part of that was working with their work-life program, and talk about how that relationship evolved as far as what you're providing, what type of job readiness services you're providing. You're also going to tell us about how you made relationships with the police and how important that is.
Good relationships with the police. I'll show some pictures of people working in the garden while you tell us this.
So with the garden, we actually
Talk about the lease and then tell them about the work life.
Oh, okay. So the people that we partner with the organization is called Advancement, and I'm so excited to be here. So sorry, y'all. I'm having a this moment of being on Blind Guy and his wife in their life is really amazing. There's such a talent, and so I'm sorry, I'm a little starstruck right now. But so we partner with this organization, Advance Memphis, and we talk to them, and they actually pay the participants. They're in a program called their work life program, and we pay they pay the participants. I'm sorry, $10 an hour to come and work in the program. Many of the program participants, all of the program participants are ex-offenders. They have committed it's a range of minor to violent, extremely violent crimes. One of their feeding streams is through a program called Jericho, and Jericho works with the most violent offenders. So at any time, their abuses could be from drugs to homicide, murder, to the gamut, rape, whatever the case may be. And so it is within that, we built in therapy, we built in ways to protect ourselves and protect the participants, and that's why it's important that we have this relationship with the police. And Milton, of course, is a police clergy.
So our relationship with the police is I took police and clergy academy training, and in that training you work with various groups of the police departments, from the FBI to the homicide to just the everyday patrol person, and you learn their job, you learn what they do, and you get to ride along with them to see what a day of being a policeman actually entails, and you learn so much from that. So that relationship has continued through the years. So what we do is whenever we go and do something, we're partnering with the local police department in that area. So we have a relationship with the local police department in that area. They will come out from time to time and they will talk to the group.
Right.
They will let them talk and they will talk. And
work in the garden.
And work in the garden as well. And it gives people to feel safe about interacting with the police, because we know with everything that's going on now, people have no trust in the police whatsoever. But that's not everybody. Every police officer is different, so you have to treat each one different. So we'll have them to come by and they'll ride around probably every 15 to 20 minutes just to make sure that everything is okay and nothing is going wrong with anybody trying to do anything to the group or to us in the organization. So it's just a great opportunity to partner with an organization that can protect you, and you can also share with them.
And so we have this zero lease, and they're only with the organization. Milton worked out this deal with them that we would take in their participants from their work life program, and we would give them training on job skills, how to work in the garden, how to do everything from planting a seed to harvest. And so we harvested everything from herbs, from the chasteberry tree, which is good for menopause and PMS and fertility, help women's health. Of course, do your own research. And we've grown spinach, kale, mustard greens, all kinds of things, along with the herbs that are growing in the garden, teaching them about the herbs and how to naturally, how to identify the herbs that are in the garden, which is really important, because if you can identify the herbs in the garden, you can identify herbs wherever you are. So it's another level of therapy to help them to see the goodness in the earth wherever they are. And so that's kind of that financial piece. Zero lease, we pay zero for the lease to the land. Our partner organization also helps in supporting us with some equipment, and they bought us a tiller, for example, which is really awesome. And Milton also provides these experiences for team building experiences where the actual staff came in and partnered with the participants in order to build the greenhouse.
Okay.
So this is
while we're doing this, don't forget hashtag craft organization.
Because you're a nonprofit, and that's the nice thing. Because David Hunt has come in on his anniversary, right? He's in here chatting it up, yes. And you know, Valerie Singleton is saying what an amazing service and opportunity. She's definitely impressed. Another grower, Suburban Homesteader, Wyoming to Arizona. She's growing in Wyoming. She's growing in Arizona. But this particular program, it's something that you, true to your name, you crafted yourself in your area. So thank you, Giselle, for putting in hashtag craft organization, because
we're getting ready for the second drawing in a moment. And guys,
there's a giveaway.
Milton and Synolve, you guys aren't just growing the food and just necessarily just giving them away. You're giving some away, you're saving some for yourself, but you're also actually using that to generate income, not just for the craft organization, but
nonprofit,
for the people working in the actual garden themselves. Tell us about that farmers market experience that they for entrepreneurship, and tell us how you the craft organization is fueling its own economy with the food.
Yeah, so one of the goals of the program is to teach the participants how to become entrepreneurs. So whatever they grow, we'll take them to a farmer's market or food stand and let them sell it. That gives them a chance to learn how to build communication skills, to learn how to barter, how to negotiate, and whatever they sell, they get to keep the revenue from that. And that goes into their pocket. So they're doing a couple of things. They're building relationships, they're building different avenues and channels, but they also are putting money back into their pocket. So that's something that we always want to make sure that people understand. You can take whatever you have to help sustain you in your situation. So you get to grow the food, one, to feed yourself, but you get to also go out and help somebody else and help yourself at the same time by selling the product. So we also, whatever we sell, we invest right back into the organization to help to keep everything going and to make sure that we continue to do the work that we're trying to do.
And so this summer, our plan is to build our own farm market stand. We're also going into other farmers markets and always expanding into markets. But we also want to have a farm market on site where people in the community can come and buy.
Right.
Because we are in a food desert, and so we want to make sure that the community has access to good, healthy food.
So here's the thing. People are putting in hashtag craft organization. So DJ is, I know you're just coming in. And actually, DJ is, we bought the music from his Buy Me a Coffee site. So the music that you're listening to, y'all, if you have any sort of service, you can sell that service. We have already told you all to follow Synolve in all the places, right? Whether it's Instagram.
And don't forget to, when you go to that Beacon site, go on to their Cash App or Buy Me a Coffee and make
that's
a
what I was
donation
going to show.
to help
Yes.
to replace a weed eater and a lawnmower that was
recently lost.
Recently lost in the act of vandalism in their urban garden oasis. So any donation that you make towards them is going right into purchasing that replacement equipment.
Right. So there's a Buy Me a Coffee. No, you're fine. There's a Buy Me a Coffee link right here on beacons.ai/Synolve. And then your Square site is on here too. Y'all, there are so many links here so that you can plug in and learn more. Of course, the YouTube channel is there, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all the things, all the places. So that way we can plug in and get going. I know that for the giveaway, David Hunt, it is his anniversary. When
how many years are you into your life sentence, David?
He's 25 years in. Mm-hmm. But so here's the thing. Today is his anniversary, and he's saying he didn't get this cake from Gail. The cake that we're referring to is the okra cake. That's my question. Because she says, hey, did you get your okra cake? I had delivered for your birthday, David. We all know David Hunt does not like okra. Are you all growing okra there?
Yes, we'll be growing okra. Yeah, we will be growing okra here.
We love okra.
I love okra. I'm not an okra fan.
I like okra.
He loved it.
So Milton, have you ever eaten your okra raw?
I have. I've had it raw, I had it boiled, and I didn't like it either way.
Had it fried.
Yeah.
Gail at Night did answer earlier. She was like, raw. When you said, how did you like your okra, Corey? She was like, yeah, I like it raw, but it's not your thing. Okay. Well, everybody's putting in hashtag craft organization. Thank you, Mitrell.
The craft organization, their mission is to teach people how to use hose to make money.
Oh,
You know what? A garden hose to make money. Garden hose to make money.
We're talking about gardening all the time. So
No, that's true. They should
ought
know.
to know that, yeah.
And you know, David does have a song. He says, "I'm signing off. No hashtag, no okra. Hashtag, no okra cake." And Giselle is like you all. I don't like it either way. Matrell on a mission. She can't eat okra. She's a chef and she can't eat okra. Gail at Night is laughing at you, Corey. But thank you, Suburban Homesteader, Wyoming to Arizona. She put in hashtag craft organization. And you know, Nikki is laughing at you, Corey. Everybody like with no CDSJ. Corey! How do we get into this giveaway? And tell us about the giveaway, you two.
What is the giveaway gift?
So we're gonna give away we're gonna dedicate a bed for anyone who wins today. So
a garden bed.
A garden bed. So
no hose.
No, with no hose.
But you gotta use the hole to go ahead. Go ahead.
We gotta work the bed. Her hoe gotta work the bed. So
we're gonna build a garden bed as a team, and we're gonna dedicate that bed to whoever wins today. So they'll have a space for it, and we'll kind of let them choose what they want to put in it, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, put that in there, and also the honorary winner will also be Blind Guy, his wife, and their life as part of the bed as well.
Oh, thank you. Oh, this is so good because you know, Nikki, she's a grower. We told you that. She does like okra. She likes it young and tender. And so make sure you all, yes, that's it. Milton shaking his head no. So you all are paying people. You're part of an organization. You have police surveillance. They come riding through at no cost. And thank you. You know what? African Queen One Giselle says, so sweet. Nikki is saying that's so nice of you all. Mary Mott's laughing. But thank you all for that, by the way. I don't think I said thank you for that gift. What I wanted to say is just sum up everything that you're doing in this space. So with that summary.
What you basically there, you found a plot of land and you talked to the owners of the land to actually work out a deal where for zero leasing, you actually administrate and oversee a work-life program that's helping people that are ex-offenders to get job skills, to learn how to grow and to produce food for themselves in that setting. And
you're teaching them how to cook the food. You're teaching them how the nutrients about the food, the value of the food. They're honoring the land. There's food justice.
You're doing all those things, and you're also providing opportunities for them to learn how to be entrepreneurs. And you're doing this in an urban garden setting. You partner with the police to show that to get not only security and surveillance, but you got partnered with them. They come into the garden and to create that communication, that safe space for the ex-offenders to talk to the police officers and for the police officers to hear them in a non-judgmental way and to actually offer feedbacks for relationship building in that particular setting. So you're doing a lot of great things out there with the craft organization in your urban garden oasis. And today, the giveaway that they're going to give away is they're going to build a garden bed in Memphis, and they're going to dedicate that garden bed in Memphis to the winner of this next drawing. And the winner will also get to choose what goes into the actual garden bed.
Oh, so that means that if we're like G. Albert,
popcorn cannot win.
Oh, okay. Because we know what he would choose. G. Albert, if you win, you can choose what grows.
Neither can DJ is.
Valerie Singleton can choose. David Hunt is following. He's being obedient. Your shirt says, "Ask me why I go live." He says, "Corey, why do you go live?" I'm just being obedient.
Because my wife makes me.
All right, let's do the giveaway.
All right. So I'm gonna do this a little bit different. Usually I do a count in.
Okay.
But I'm going to sing a song, and then Milton and Synolve, you're gonna finish the song off for me, okay? With the last word of the song. Ready?
Oh Lord.
I know. See, even Milton knows. Y'all put in hashtag craft organization so y'all can win. Go ahead, Corey.
Milton and Synolve and Milton, how does your garden grow? Here with Corey and LaQuita Marie, the blind guy and his.
Don't do it.
Beautiful queen.
Wife.
Beautiful queen.
There you go.
All right. And they're off. All right. We got David Hunt, Rambo Greenhands, Valerie Singleton, Queen Giselle, Suburban Homesteader, Wyoming, Rambo Greenhands, Valerie Singleton, Queen Giselle, Valerie Singleton, Rambo!
Oh,
yes!
Rambo! Jackfruit came in.
Jackfruit. That's his horse's name in the races. Jackfruit has won.
So Rambo, they will be dedicating this. The craft organization will dedicate a garden bed in your honor in Memphis, Tennessee. So you'll know that you have a garden bed in Tennessee that's been dedicated in your honor, and you get to choose some of the things that you're growing. I know he's probably gonna say, "I want to grow some kohlrabi."
I know. One day you'll win, Queen Giselle. So this has been wonderful. Matrell on a Mission and David Hunt, they're all congratulating Rambo Green Hands along with Mary Ma, Coach Mary Ma. So we have to get out of here, but we always have one final question that we ask people before we go. We know that this is not rigged. We might name a small corner of our bed okra in honor of David Hunt, but our
garden bed.
Our garden bed. Yeah. Our question for you.
Milton and Synolve, what fruits and vegetables have you eaten today?
None. We have fasted, so we
Nothing
fasted
today.
this morning. We haven't eaten this morning, but we're going to eat
grapefruit.
So I got it waiting.
All right, that's one of my favorites too.
Look, David Hunt says, I missed the first place pony, and now this. It's your anniversary, David. Don't worry, it's not rigged. We're gonna give you an honorary something. I don't know what we'll do, but look. Rambo is excited. He left his phone, just came back. What happened? You are a winner. And you said he gets to choose what is in the garden bed. He gets to choose because he's a grower. So I'm sure he's going to choose something good. Is that right?
Yes.
Oh, nice. Okay. So wonderful. Should he email you? Should he contact you through your Beacons page? What's the best way to do it? Suburban is last for you.
What's the email?
Yeah, synolve@gmail.com. It's the easiest way.
synolve@gmail.com. Perfect. And I think on your Beacons page, you have your email right there for us as well. So we do have everybody still congratulating. Love and Live Show is congratulating Rambo. Now we're going to put you all backstage. We'll talk to you in a moment. That way we can get your coffee to you from rolljava.com. Compliments of Blind Guy, His Wife live show. And Corey, how do you want to say goodbye to them for now? Because it's time for our plant-based treats.
Just hang out backstage in the green room, and we'll talk to you when this broadcast ends. Because now it's time.
Oh, all right. See y'all. Wait, you're not gonna let them say goodbye?
Oh, go ahead. Y'all can say goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Thank you for having us on, and thank you so much to everyone. And congratulations, Rambo.
Oh, thank you so much. Rambo did say thank you. And Rambo did say thank you. So thank you.
I got one last question, Milton.
Uh-oh.
When you're weeding and when you're actually
you know what?
When you're weeding and you're actually trying to get up root vegetables, what advice do you have for people for as far as a tool to use?
Do not use a hoe. But
use a hoe. Use a hoe.
We'll talk to y'all later. All right. See you soon. Corey, we got to do the plant-based treat because we are not fruit hoodlums. Yeah, we're not fruit hoodlums or vigilantes. Plate popo.
Mealtime Marines, summertime security guards. We're plate advisors.
Yes, Mary Ma is saying thank you to Synolve and them. But I think you'll say thank you right along with Tati for this particular recipe because a lot of folks are wondering, like Love and Live Show, they're eating a lot of fruits and vegetables right now. They cut out a lot of plant-based products. They said
they didn't cut out a lot.
A lot of animal products. And so they're like, well, wait a minute. Everything has milk and eggs in it. What do I do now? Gail at Night is laughing at your song, Corey. Use a hoe. Anyway.
USE.
Yes, USE. Use a hoe. So the thing is, you do want to be a Faves hero, right? You want to get your fruits and vegetables in every day. And that's all we're advising you to do. We're letting you know that, fruits and vegetables, every spread, get it in. And we have a recipe. This one comes from, I think when I was in Memphis, I got some greens. It wasn't from Synolve and Milton, but I made these meatballs with it. So if you're trying to figure out what do I do with all these vegetables, two of my hacks are to puree them and throw them in a sauce or mix them in with something else. So definitely we have a recipe for you today that's going to help.
For today's plant-based treat by Chef LaQuita.
Getting you to eat more fruits and vegetables every day. I always say every day. Every spread. Let's go.
Mighty Meatballs.
We used an assortment of fresh and frozen vegetables. Just pause the video to see them all.
Cook the vegetables in a cup of water until soft.
Some thyme. Gonna make it a whole teaspoon. Some fennel. This will give it that sausage flavor. Thyme has antibiotic properties that fight off respiratory infections like bronchitis or the common cold. Fennel has selenium for improved liver function and reducing inflammation. A vegetable bouillon. Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, and broccoli have vitamin C, E, and beta carotene that are powerful antioxidants that are great for vision.
A teaspoon of seasoning salt. A tablespoon of smoked paprika.
Parsley is full of flavonoids that lower the risk of cancer, Alzheimer's, and Parkinson's disease, and atherosclerosis. So we're just gonna get everything blended. Paprika has antioxidant properties that reduce the risk of cancer and heart disease, can improve immunity, and alleviate gas. Get it pureed really smooth. Vital wheat gluten is high in protein, full of selenium and iron, and it's soy-free. Take half of this out. Vital wheat gluten.
Add 2 cups of vital wheat gluten. You'll add more later.
Garlic and onions lower blood pressure, regulate diabetes, and reduce hardening of the arteries. Another cup and a half. Spinach has beta-carotene, lutein, and chlorophyll for healthy immune systems and good vision. Small meatballs.
Create meatballs out of the entire mixture. Layer the meatballs loosely in the steamer so that they don't touch. Add 3 cups of water to the pot so it doesn't touch the meatballs.
Stack the meatballs, steam for 2 hours. The coffee filters keep the meatballs from sticking to each other. All done.
As a recent meat eater, these meatballs have the texture and flavor that I'm used to when eating a meatball.
All right,
There
y'all.
you go, guys. Use a hoe to grow the greens, then take the greens and make meatballs and eat them.
Absolutely. Y'all get your faves in every day. You know, we have a free worksheet for you. Download it, blindguystories.com/faves. Tati is saying that looks delicious. Trust me, it was. It was good. And you know Rambo, Corey. Rambo is saying, oh yeah, but he had a song for you. Come on, Kippie-ki-yay, vegetables every day. So you got to put that into our goodbye song because we are finished. Thank you all for joining us today. And we hope you got some value. Oh, put okra in it as well. Put okra in the goodbye song because Motrell on a mission. This is a great way to eat okra. You know, throw it into some meatballs. It actually is one of the things that gives it a great bite, either eggplant or okra. It gives you a nice soft texture to the meat so it's not dry and tough. And it's amazing. So this is one way that I incorporate okra. It's now my number 1 ingredient, my meatballs or any of my meat product, quote unquote, meaty products.
Ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yippee-ki-yo, yippee-ki-yay.
Oh, wait, you got to put in text 757-231-3949. Text the words the home team. Put that in there too.
I'm going to say it and then I'm going to keep it moving. Text the home team at 757-231-3949 for the latest updates for giveaways and whenever we go live and have other events. Text the home team. Text the home team to 757-231-3949. Yippee-ki-yo, yippee-ki-yay, eat okra and vegetables every day. Milton and Synolve and Milton. How does your garden grow? They've been hanging out with Corey and LaQuita Marie, the blind guy and his wife, Deuces.
Juices, yeah.